Madhouse and the Biker Angle over on YouTube. If you're looking for up-to-date biker news, then Insane Throttle is the place to be. Daily editorials and news that is dedicated to the biker scene. Come on over and join the #1 internet biker news site at HarleyLiberty.com. Or come on over to the Insane Throttle's new YouTube channel for the Biker Angle, hosted by myself.
Hollywood's Motorcycle Madhouse on iHeartRadio.
Hi, this is James Hollywood Machikari. Hop on over and check out our new YouTube channel where you can hear Motorcycle Madhouse and watch the Biker Angle. You can look up the new channel by going to our website, HarleyLiberty.com, or Insane Throttle Biker News in the YouTube channel search bar. Don't forget to have that prospect hit the subscribe button and that bell in the upper right hand corner so you will always be up to date with the new channel content.
Hey riders, this is little brother Trucker from Stormkicker, and you're listening to Hollywood on Motorcycle Madhouse. Want to hear more of iTunes? Head on over to stormkicker.com, and don't forget, ride on.
Hi, this is James Hollywood Machikari, host of the popular Biker Angle on YouTube and Motorcycle Madhouse's radio podcast on iHeartRadio. I like to invite everyone to check out my new books, The New Age of Biking and Brotherhood, and the #1 new release in the transportation history category, Iron Order Motorcycle Club, the year that changed the motorcycle club scene. You will get a no-nonsense look at the current happenings in the scene. Both titles are available on paperback and Kindle through all major retailers, as well as an audio version of both of the books on Insane Throttle Publishing. Rock on! Hi, this is James Hollywood Machikari, and you want to know how you can support the channel? Go ahead and subscribe and hit that bell notification so you to be notified every time a new video gets downloaded.
You're about to witness a seismic event. Now, let the party begin.
Your healthy radio addiction starts now.
Hollywood's Motorcycle Madhouse on iHeartRadio.
Man, how you guys doing? Happy New Year out there to everyone. It is gonna be a hell of a year here for Motorcycle Madhouse and Insane Throttle Biker News. And I want to welcome everyone from the chat room to the show. Today, we are going to be talking about the future of Harley Davidson coming up, especially in 2009 with their sales in 2018 down like 34%. And we're going to have a special guest caller. I'm going to be calling him up in a little bit. But I want to tell you a little bit about what's going on with the Throttle in 2019. It was a hell of a Christmas break. Got a lot of stuff done. Did a lot of remodeling of the show and a lot of different type of topics that we're going to start to explore. And one of the things we're going to start to do is go on a lot of on-site coverage type of events. And right now, I'm going to throw up a little sorry about that. The mute button didn't work that good, but sorry about that, guys. A little rusty right now, but let's go. And man, that threw me off like a motherfucker, man. I guess I got to catch up on all this new system here and stuff like that. But yeah, Outlaw Heathen, hope your New Year's don't suck. Oh, man. What's up, Ironhead, and everybody else out there in the chat room? But as I was saying, going to be covering a lot of good events this year. February 2nd, I'll be at the Chicago one, since you guys can hear that one. That'll be a live show, and I'll also be at other ones too. But also got a lot of other good stuff. We had people that asked how much we were able to raise for Neon's benefit. That night was kind of funny. We were only on one platform when we should have been on 30, but because of the internet and the storm that was going on. But grand total between the actual event and whoever actually donated was about a G note. So that is awesome. Really appreciate you guys for jumping in and helping Neon. And of course, his GoFundMe still up there. We got him about halfway to his goal. So if you guys want to keep on going, it's up there. I'll make sure to get you the link to download. But some of the stuff that we were going to do at the show for the live event, we're going to have some coverage, of course, with a couple interviews, as well as interviewing all the nice people around there, looking out at them custom bikes. There's going to be a custom bike show there, so it's going to be pretty cool. But let's go on and let me get this interview on the line for us so we can jump right in. I'm rusty as hell, man. I can't be taking time off like that anymore, man. This damn software, man, is freaking killing me. Let's see here. 917. And we are calling out right now, guys. Come on. Let's go. We are waiting.
Hello.
Hey, what's up, man? It's Hollywood. How you doing?
Hollywood. Happy New Year.
You too, buddy. How you been?
Not bad. It was a good New Year. It was a good riding day out here in Connecticut.
Oh, man, it sucked here yesterday, man. It was snowing like you wouldn't believe out here. But that's Chicago for you, man, Northern Illinois. But, I wanted to bring you on today's topic, and I know you got a lot to say about Harley Davidson. They don't actually like uttering your name and stuff like that, Dom. But we're talking about what you think Harley's facing in 2019. And right now, their sales were pretty terrible for 2018. What do you think, what kind of signs do you really think are pointing Harley's way this year? Thanks for that, Long Rider. Go ahead, buddy.
It's like this with Harley. It's changed so much in the last 5 years, particularly. And the whole market has changed. You see it, Hollywood. The new bikes, they're nice, but the 240 on the rear, they don't need it. It's not practical. It's not a rider's bike. That stuff is the people that I call, they're not even the rubs. Those are the bike owners that come in, they watch a lot of OCC, and they think that's really what it is. They don't realize what OCC puts out. Basically, those are theme bikes with advertisement, commercial. Mm-hmm. I'm sure they ride some of them, but they're not practical for the road.
Right.
Harley Davidson right now, they're struggling corporate. The reason why they're struggling corporate, I don't want to be like political, I'm political, but the left wing is kind of taking over Harley Davidson. It's weird.
You never thought you would see something like that, but when that president came out and actually said it's all about freedom and not made in the USA, how did that would like blew my mind.
It was absurd. It was stupid. Harley Davidson's always been known to be the American brand, even though most of it wasn't really made in the United States. But it was still about the pride. They turned around after Trump put the bikes on the lawn, pushed Harley Davidson. Back in the day, the United States government helped Harley Davidson with tariffs. You remember that?
Oh yeah, that was the 80s with Ronald Reagan, and a lot of people don't understand how close Harley really was to folding it up back then. If it wasn't, I think it was a 40% tariff increase on all foreign-made bikes that really helped Harley Davidson through this mess. And for them to come back, all these years later, hey, these tariffs on steel and aluminum are hurting us, when they got a 40% kickback in the 80s to keep them alive, it just didn't make sense. They wouldn't stand behind our workers here in the United States.
Well, you're 100% right on that. And that's really what's going on now. We finally have a president who wants to do something, bring the work back into our inner cities like Chicago and Michigan and all that type of stuff, that Detroit, that you live out there, that ghost towns. Well, they were ghost towns, you know what I mean?
Oh, Detroit looks like, no offense to anybody living out in Detroit and stuff, but from some of the shit you see on, even from the fake news media, as I call them, but it looks like a third world country out in Detroit, and you know what? The west side and the south side of Chicago is about the same stuff over here.
Yeah, no, we needed the jobs, but in my opinion, they kind of left the hardcore biker behind.
Right.
And then, like I said, the new people run it. They're what I call bike owners. They're nice people. Don't get me wrong, but they don't follow protocol. Their idea of riding is basically a dinner or maybe a weekend where they'll do a couple of 100 miles and go to a hotel, no bad weather riding, it's got to be good riding. They kind of taken over the industry.
Right.
And I'm around Harley a lot, especially their hawk chapters in particular, and I can tell you in the last 8 or 9 years, this is a huge difference. Mm-hmm. When I first started around Harley Davidson, especially their hawk chapters, a lot of the guys were ex-military. They were family members, not even law enforcement. Right. They were really the guys who didn't want to go to the 1%er clubs because either a job or family commitment. It's expensive to be a 1%er. Not cheap.
Man, it's you know what? It can range anywhere from $300 to $800 a month for 1%er stuff. And, and what a lot of people don't understand about me, especially, they're always saying, well, you're picking up on rubs, you're picking on them, blah, blah, blah. No, it's not that I have anything personally against them. What I have against them is when they try, this is off subject and I'm going to swing it back around. What I have against them is when they try to, like you said, Harley's been infiltrated by these leftists. But, I don't care if it's left, right, whatever, but you just can't come in and try to push your way of thinking on something that's been around 70 years. And, rubs are important to the industry. You know what? They buy a lot of bikes. They buy all the expensive shit. And actually, I like them because I get to buy used bikes from them, for next to nothing with next to no miles on them. So, but, when Harley got away from its main people, and I'm not talking guys our age or older or the Vietnam generation. What I'm talking about is the working class man that used to go to a dealership and plop down a down payment, get financed, and get himself a bike. Now, people can't afford to take a second mortgage out.
Oh, without a doubt. Without a doubt. My last CBO, I picked up a 2016 CBO. Time I was done, I was into that bike for 50 G's.
Holy.
And I didn't mind, because I'm a hardcore rider. The bike comes with all the bells and whistles. But I had mega problems with the bike, number one. But number two, it really pissed me off. 3 months later, I went to get out of the bike, and I couldn't get more than 23 for the bike. I was kind of stuck with the bike.
So that old saying that Harley Davidsons hold their value, that's kind of went out the door because you got left behind out of what, half of what you paid for it?
Yeah, less than half. So I ended up taking the bike and redoing the bike. Everybody knows when you buy a Harley, Harley's always been great for the accessories. There's always been so much available on the market for the bike. The first thing everybody does is they change the handlebars and the exhaust. That's basically the first thing that most people do.
Right.
Then after that, they go into the other parts and stuff like that. But that's just standard when you buy a bike.
Right.
So I know personally, because of all the riding I do, that my bike has to be set up for me. I'm a forward control guy. Some guys prefer the floorboards,
Mm.
But that's just part of it. when they changed everything over, they kind of got away from that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and with the new bikes, they're great bikes, don't get me wrong, but there's not much really left you could do to them. You know, because the electronics and the way everything is set up today.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
the electronics, man! Holy shit! Now, see, I own a '01 Fat Boy. I'm a carburetor guy. I cannot stand fuel injection. I know everybody says fuel injection's badass and stuff. I just can't get past the carburetor. I'm one of them guys who can't even have a radio on a damn bike. But with the electronics coming out nowadays, they're doing it like kind of Ford and Chevy did, where most of the time you have to take it to their people to get the damn fixed.
Well, see, that's the problem. You just hit it right on the nose. And that's what's killing Harley Davidson. Not only are they too expensive, everything's got to kind of now roll back into the dealership. It's the same thing with their new ABS brake system. It's a great system, but the tool is not available to the public. To buy that tool to fix those brakes, that's $3,000, my friend. And the average Joe is not going to lay $3,000. Hey, you can't even buy the tool.
Man.
You see what I'm saying? So a lot of guys I know on the street, they're pulling the fluid through with a system,
right?
Hoping to get all the air out. You know, they're shooting themselves in the foot that way, in ways like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and the other way, in my opinion, they shot themselves in the foot. They're not standing behind what I call the country.
Right.
I mean, okay, you need to go overseas. You need to go to the UK. I mean, they've been making their rims in Australia for how long now? The Philippines and Chinese have been doing the electrical. It's no secret.
Right.
But when they needed to bring the work home back into this country, okay, they left and they went over to the UK. They didn't do that because of the tariffs. They were working on that for 2-3 years. They put that into motion. That was just an excuse.
Right.
To Joe Public. Well, you know, they put tariffs on, so we got to go over to the UK and start making stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you back up a little bit and look at all their new bikes are basically set up for the overseas market. They're not really set up for the United States anymore.
Right.
You know, we don't really use the 250s here. The 750 is a great bike, but for half the amount of money, you could buy a Falcon.
Well, yeah, you can get a Shadow the Shadow's a pretty damn good bike. I had some of those as my backups when I lived in the city. And, and that's another thing I think Harley's lacking on is not only innovation, but quality. We compare the 750, the Shadow compared to, the 750 with HD, and I'm still going to take the Shadow 750 because Honda's been in that they're strong in that CC category.
And then not only that, the bike is half the price.
Right. Yeah, he got me.
That's a huge factor, my friend.
Right.
See, the public today, things are so expensive. Back in the 70s and 80s, fuel was cheap. It was a lot cheaper. Today, man, you're riding around the country, you're looking at $3 to $4 for premium fuel. You're looking at your basic back tire before you even touch it. You're looking at about $350 without labor.
Right.
All that stuff starts to add up quick, and it makes it so the average person, as much as they want the bike, they can't afford it. So what happens? They move down to the cheaper end bike, and it's not that bike is worse. In a lot of cases, those bikes in some cases are a lot better.
Right. Exactly.
I hate to say it, but I personally went over the Indians about 3-4 weeks ago. Mm-hmm. I spent some time up at the dealership, probably about 2-3 hours at a Springfield dealership. Really nice people. Let me tell you something. That Roadmaster is sweet.
Oh yeah, it is.
And guess what?
Now you brought up Indian, and you went and spent a couple hours with them. How was that experience compared to an HD dealership?
Okay, here's how it was. The Indian dealership was more like an old-time Harley dealership than Harley Davidson was. Harley Davidson, when you go in there, how I explain it, not all the dealerships, don't get me wrong, not all the dealerships. Some of the dealerships got such pride, it's awesome. Well, you go in there and they're looking at you like, okay, are you buying a bike or not? And if you're not buying a bike, nobody really wants to deal with you. It's how I put it. It's hard to explain.
Basically, when you walk into a Harley Davidson dealership, if they don't see the green on you, they don't give a shit about you.
Exactly, pretty much. you know. And then from what it's hard to explain, you know. The Indian dealership, when I went to the Indian dealership, it was a one-on-one situation. The kid took the time. Well, the guy's not a kid. I mean, he used to work for Harley, actually, so he knew both ends of the deal. We could sat down, we compared both bikes, you know, went over gear ratios, went over displacement, went over all the bells and whistles. Right now, between $28,000 and $31,000 on an Indian, you could roll out with a fully loaded Roadmaster. That's with windshield going up and down, the heated grips, the heated seats, the detachable tall pack, which Harley Davidson doesn't do. Makes no sense. Right. That's all the bells and whistles. When that CVO for Harley Davidson, you're looking at 40-something thousand that bike starts at.
So
that's a huge
you're
difference.
Basically paying for the name with HD.
Exactly. There's no doubt about it. That's what's killing Harley right now. They need to bring, I've been saying it for a while, they need to bring the prices down. And here's the other thing that's killing them. They come out, they got the CVO, the top of the line bike, okay? Right now, it's all about electronics. I'm a long distance rider. I don't need speakers in my saddlebag. So on. But when you buy the bike, you really got no choice.
Right.
You know, I'm looking for performance.
Now you're huge with the long distance riding. How many miles a year are you doing right now?
Last year in 6 months, I laid down 65,000 miles. That was for the Iron Butt Association. That was 11 3,000-mile trips in less than 48 hours.
Oh.
That was running from East Haven, Connecticut to the middle of Nebraska, basically Colorado.
Right.
But I cut it short just to give myself a little bit of time, and then I head back. It's about 3,050 miles, and I run out in about 46 hours to 48 hours.
Man, that's awesome stuff right there, man.
That's 2 days. That's 2 days of solid adrenaline pumping. You know, no sleep. You're running, you know, high speeds. When you get out west, you know, the speed limits are a lot higher than they are here on the East Coast.
Right.
So you're able to move, make up the time. But yeah, no, it's a lot. In 2017, I did about 1,500 mile trips. And I was running from, again, Brothers Harley Davidson this time to Hoosiers Harley Davidson in Indiana.
Right.
And good people out there, really, really, really good dealership, nice people. And I was doing that. That was my support for Trump, Make America Great. I felt that all our land records should be held by Americans, or at least on an American bike anyway.
Right.
So I got laughed at it first because I turned around and said I wanted to ride with our vice president. And then the Harley Davidson community turned around and said, well, you hang out with the 1% club, the dominant club in your area. It's not going to happen. You know, I was at the inauguration and everything, stood there with the Secret Service, all on people. You can't make it up, you know?
Now, you know, you bring up, you know, with the Trump and stuff like that, but what do you think of how the CEO of Harley Davidson has handled everything since he's become in office, man?
I got mixed feelings about it. He's a good guy, but he's not a old school hardcore biker. The guy rides, most of them ride. He's a hell of a nice guy, but they're not old school. They don't follow protocol, which to me is very. I'm an independent, and I'm not a 1%er, but I do a lot with my local dominant club. I believe in support, and you know I'm considered to be a friend, and I'm a friend of my local club. So I do all the parties and stuff like that. But I stay independent because of my long distance riding, and he doesn't know that industry. You know, he doesn't understand. They don't understand that. They're dealing mostly, like you said, with the rubs and what I call the bike owners, because they believe right now that's where their money is. But down the road, they're going to come back, and they're going to have to come back to their hardcore customers, which are the guys that are out there riding, and mostly it's your club members. Those are the guys out there doing 40, 50 miles, 1,000 miles a year. You know, people don't realize that, you know, when you're a 1%er or anything like that, you got to make all these events. You might have an event this week in California. Next week, you got to be in Texas or something. That's a lot of miles on a bike.
Right.
You know?
Exactly. And that's where a lot of the cost of being one of those club members come into play every month. You know, that
exactly. But
houses and
they left that. Like, let's take the Margot's case. When I went around the Harley Davidson over here by the hog chapters, and I told people it's something that everybody needs to pay attention to because it affects everybody. Hog chapters, elk clubs, everybody. Do you know when the Mongols lost that case, those hog chapters, some of the people, not all, most of them were cheering? I'm like, people, are you that stupid?
You know what? That really doesn't surprise me with, and like you said, the hog chapters has become a different type of makeup over the years. And you got this real big push out there where it's anti-club right now because, you know, you got people, you know, like that, you know, dweeb over at, it's called law-abiding biker or whatever the hell his shit is.
Oh, yeah, I just saw a post with him. He's the guy who's trying to post it. He's riding 12 states in 10 days.
Yeah, and then he wants people.
And he's out there looking for handouts. The man's out there looking for handouts. First of all, for somebody like me or somebody in the 1% world, that's a one-day ride.
Right.
He's coming out a day, maybe a day and a half. He's coming down, doing a loop. All right, he's filming it, but there's 50 million other people out there. But it's guys like him. They're out there looking for the handouts.
Right.
See, the real people out there that are telling the real scenes, a guy like you, Black Dragon, take a guy like Black Dragon, for instance, okay, from the Black Sabbath. There's a guy, I mean, I'm telling you, he's doing the right thing. When people get in touch, he's teaching them about prospecting, club scene, protocol, all that stuff is important. Because I'm in a local bar sometimes, and people know in the area, you know, I hang with the 1%er, and they'll come in and say, well, I want to start a club. And I tell them, no, you're not going to start a club. You're going to go, you're going to join a club, and then you're going to get in touch with Black Dragon, you're going to find a Prospect Bible. They come back to me a week or two later, and they thank me.
Right.
You know, because you know, their only exception of a club or riding is what they see on TV, the Sons of Anarchy or something stupid like that.
Right.
You know, that's a lot of the public's perception of it today.
Well, you know,
when they look at the 1%
I get
club.
a lot of emails asking a specific question. You know, why do we cover, you know, certain channels on YouTube or as creators cover motorcycle clubs like we do as much as we do? Because it's one of the number one questions that we always get. And it's a real serious subject. You know, you got a lot of twits out there. You know, I can name a few over here, but you got a lot of twits out there that actually want to push this false narrative because let's face it, you know, these guys are creators, they're on YouTube, they're on whatever fucking platform they're on, they're trying to make money. That's their whole thing about doing this is making money. And let me tell you, it's not cheap doing stuff like this, but they got to make their money, so they're going to get out there and try to go opposite and try to be, you know, the type of guy that's going to take another position so that he get the other side of the community down there because we're broken down in different subcultures within the biker community. So they're going to go with, you know, look at guys' channels like Erlacher or that one freaking guy who I watched one of his videos, and I'm not going to go off subject, where he says, oh, you join a motorcycle club, the motorcycle club owns your motorcycle and shit like that. I was like, what the hell is this idiot talking about? You know, guy's been through 5 freaking clubs, and now all of a sudden, you know, the motorcycle club owns his motorcycle. But that's one of the biggest reasons we go out there and talk about him so much is, you know, within St. Throttle, we got such a reach, you know, worldwide that, you know, that's our main topic everybody talks about. And it's a serious deal when you're talking about MCs, and you got to get the truth out there, especially the people that these other idiots are going out there, you know, spewing this BS.
Well, you know, Hollywood, you hit it right on the nose. That's the problem with the internet today. You got these people out there who haven't done a damn thing but sit on their couch. They go on the internet. I call them internet cowboys. They're out there. They claim all this bullshit, and they've never gotten off their couch. And all of a sudden, they're experts at this and they're experts at that. You know, like you said, for most of those people, it's only about the money.
Right.
You know? And this is what I see that's a part of what I see with Harley Davidson. Harley Davidson left the hardcore crew. It was the MCs that made Harley Davidson back in the day when everybody came back from World War II. That's the only thing. And the movies, Easy Rider and all that type of stuff, right?
That's the only thing that kept them alive through the AMF days was the club guys.
Exactly. And then not only that, here's the other part that everybody's forgetting. When I first started hanging out with Harley Davidson, there was a lot of military around. Because it changed and went so left-wing, when you go to a hog event, there's basically no military. When one of my last events I went to, I had to explain to people, they didn't even know that our vice president is a biker. They looked at me like I was an idiot at the people. Not only is he a biker, our great vice president, he's also a hog member. Do you know I wasn't allowed to talk about it?
Right.
Then, when I went to the inauguration and came back, I stood there with our Secret Service and stuff. Matter of fact, I was the only one wearing a sport hat. And stood there proud. It wasn't like the news made it seem up. I had people from all over the world. A buddy of mine, he was wearing a hog patch, and I was just plain, no colors. All over the world coming up shaking our hands, thanking us for being there. And the news media made all the bikers were here, they made it seem like, people were beating the shit out of the people. It wasn't the case.
Right.
It really wasn't the case. But what I'm leading up to is that when I go to the MC parties, here are the people I see, the leathernecks. Also, those idiots didn't even know who the leathernecks were. That's our Marine Corps. Come on. You know what I mean? I go to Suffolk County, and who am I hanging with? I'm hanging with our veterans.
Right.
You don't see them in the other thing. These are people who fought, brothers and sisters who fought for our country.
Right.
And it seems like these people, the only place they get a fair shake today, it's around the 1% clubs.
Exactly.
It's sad.
Oh, that is sad, really. Swinging it back to Harley Davidson and getting away from its core, during the early days and AMF days and all that kind of shit, it was the core base MC clubs that actually kept them alive. And that's something they'll never admit, because it wasn't cool to be a biker until the mid-90s. Let me tell you, before the mid-90s, nobody wanted to be a biker if you weren't in this lifestyle.
Exactly. You're 100% right. There's a lot out there Harley Davidson doesn't like to admit. Like, let's take the whole Hey Motorcycle Challenge. That's hardcore Harley Davidson.
Right.
That's 100% American-made bikes. Okay? You can't get any better than that. The first year, Key West, Florida, Homer, Alaska. Rules, sleep outside at night next to your bike. Okay? No outside help, no GPS, none of that garbage. Hardcore. Harley Davidson doesn't like the public to know about stuff like that because it's extreme riding. That's what I was told. The last time I was at a dealership was about a week or two ago. I was asked to leave because my riding was too extreme, and I support the dominant club in my neighborhood. Mm-hmm. And I guess they never knew what 81 meant. Then all of a sudden I got the club name and I was asked to leave. And that come right out of the dealership. Can you imagine?
Well, Harley Davidson won't even acknowledge 81's, any of the big clubs, 81, Outlaws, Mongo. They won't even acknowledge them, man. It won't even come out of their mouth.
And it's those big clubs, the big fives and all those, that help make Harley Davidson what it is today.
Oh, exactly, man. Exactly.
It's sad. I'm hoping that down the road they're going to have to turn around and they're going to have to come back to the hardcore people down the road. And I think they see that and they know that. I know the dealerships are starting to see it. But even the dealerships are being screwed by corporate.
Do you think it's too late, though? Because they're selling.
No, I don't think it's too late. They have. Let me tell you something. There's some new bikes that they come out that are really good bikes. The new, I believe it's called FXDR, I believe. It's to compete against the Rice Rockets with 114. That's a pretty good bike. It's a nice bike. Take a look at it. Take a really good look at it. It's a good bike. So they're making moves and straight. They got to. Well, here's the thing with it. When years ago when they changed and they came out with the twin cam, everybody bad now is the twin cam. You see what I mean? Then later on, the twin cam, everybody raved about how great the twin cam was. The Milwaukee 8 is going through the same thing right now.
Right.
Obviously there's a few things like, let's take Adam Sandoval for instance. The guy rides around with the dog. He just did a post I think I just saw this week where he took the Milwaukee 8 with D&D Performance.
Right.
And he got an extra 22% out of it. Wow. Out of the bike. So, there's potential there. There's a lot of potential.
Yeah,
you know,
you got the potential there, but now they're facing stiff competition from Indian, and not only, you know, the high-end Indian, the Roadmasters and stuff like that, but they got their duplicate flat tracker out there that's just driving these youngsters just crazy towards that bike.
Oh yeah, that's the flat track bikes, no joke.
Those are badass looking bikes, man. By the way, man, I wish I was younger. I'd have one.
Without a doubt. Hey, I don't know about you, but I'll be 55. I was a kid that grew up with all the Easy Rider posters on the wall, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, all my long distance riding I basically do on a soft tail, so I'm only one step away from the hardtail. Matter of fact, the bike actually looks like a hardtail.
Right.
You know?
And, you know what? I just got a question in from Trippy Timmy. And, this is in the chat room right now. But he says, not to offend people who like Harley, but how are you so loyal to a company like it's a religion? They're a business, not your friend. They will sell you every time. And I think he got kind of a point, because me, man, my feelings towards Harley Davidson soured, 10 years ago. But
well, he's 100% right. No, the guy's 100% right on that. You know, he's 100% right. But I'm old school. I try to, you know, how do I put it? I try to purchase my stuff in the country. I try to support my local stores, my local dealerships. I like American-made stuff. You know what I mean?
Right.
So,
now,
in the car world, in the bike world, that's hard.
Now, is it American-made to you, or is it just where the money's going is American?
No, no. It's not American made no more. Not to me. No, that's just where the money's going. Exactly.
Right.
You know.
Now,
see, that's the thing. If Harley Davidson embraced it and admitted it and came forward and says, "Hey, you know, this is what we're looking for," but they're not doing it like that.
Right. Not well. Indians coming out. Indians dominating in almost every sector except the big bike market, and they're catching up. Let me tell you. But as far as flat track racing and stuff like that, nobody can beat them.
Yeah, have you rode one of those new Indian Roadmasters?
No, not yet, man. I'm actually going to be doing a review as soon as springtime's up here. I got that set up with an Indian dealership and everything.
I rode last year's model, and I have to say it is very, very impressive. It's a very well-made bike. The center of gravity is very low. The suspension travel is really good. I had my girlfriend on the back, and we were out actually in Massachusetts trying to run over every pothole we could find just to play with the suspension. Good job on very good job on the GPS. Very good job. It's, it's with Garmin. It's beautiful. With Harley Davidson, I'm not trying to badmouth it, but the GPS on the Road Glide, it's useless. You can't see the sunlight.
Right.
That's the thing. Harley Davidson's not listening to comments like that. The same thing with the new headlights. I know Indians run them too now, those half-lights. Right. When you're out in the middle of the country, those half-lights are okay. But when you're out here in New England and you're running these back roads, twisty roads at night, where they're going up the hill and making a left or right at the same time, those half-lights are very dangerous. Right. We've been trying to tell Harley Davidson, but they don't want to listen. So a lot of guys out here, we knock you off for lights.
You know what, Dom? I just got a question from Street Rossi. Why don't you older guys come out of retirement and show the new generation how motorcycling is done? I don't think this younger generation would be able to keep up with us older guys, man, because we come from a generation that wasn't PC, and we knew actually how to party, man, unlike these youngsters, man. I remember doing lines off of fucking strippers and shit like that, and it was getting nuts out there. I don't think they, the younger PC generation could actually, go through what we went through.
Nah, listen. Well, I'm sure that's a nice guy out there, but one of my last runs this year was 800 miles of torrential downpour. And the whole way through that torrential downpour, I just kept pulling out my e-cigarette with my oil in it, and they just kept pumping on the oil all the way across. There's no better way to do it, my friend. No better way.
I'm telling you.
But I think here's the thing: the young generation needs. This is what I keep trying to teach the young generation. Stop talking about going out and starting a new motorcycle club. Join a club that's been around for a number of years. Learn protocol. Get to know the people in the area, okay, and then move your way up.
Right.
Okay? Right now, I try to tell them the best part, you just said it, with the MCs and the clubs are the parties.
The MC parties are something else. But one of the biggest things I tell the younger generation is, because I'm a big advocate for motorcycle clubs, but a lot of the younger generations, to me, what I see don't have it into them. Stay independent. Go out there, have fun, ride your damn bike. You don't need a damn patch to be a biker, man. Go out there and be you. Because I don't think a lot of young guys understand the commitment it takes.
No, they don't. The people don't. That's the problem. They really don't. And then not only do they not understand it, a lot of the public looks at the 1% clubs as everybody's dealing drugs when that's not the case.
Oh man!
At least on my end,
that's one of the favorite things from these damn other content creators, that it's nothing about but drugs.
Yeah, no, my end, most of the guys are business owners, they're truck drivers and roofers and starters and all good stuff like that, man. I got one guy who's a bike mechanic, damn good bike mechanic. I mean, come on, Right. That's the bullshit what's out there. Whenever something goes wrong, they want to point to the biker and they want to say it's the biker's fault. When 99% of the cases, it's not the deal.
Right. Well, to put that in perspective for somebody and what the government's really like. Now, RICO came out in the 70s. Now, RICO was to prosecute the outfit, mafia, whatever you guys call it around the country. But that's what it was used for. Now, those are organizations that are making hundreds of millions of dollars each year on what they're doing. Of course, it's a street thing, but that's what they were making. Now, trying to compare that to a biker club or an MC, even if they have a road check, there's nowhere near that kind of money. So it was government overreach just on that RICO Act. So if you give them a freaking inch, they're going to take it a mile. And what people don't understand, because I actually did have that question from KC, I believe, was, are they going after their support clubs? Well, no, they're not going after their support clubs. They're focusing on the Mongols. But what they want is precedent right now so they can use it and take it where they want with it. That's just like that, that Patriot Act. It was sold to everybody in America. This would protect us, our security, blah, 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 blah. Next thing you know, Snowden comes out and the NSA has been looking into your damn personal life, phone calls, whatever, without a damn warrant. So, you give the government an inch, they're going to take it a mile.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. There's no doubt about it, unfortunately. It's like I said. I try to explain to people. People they don't have a clue. They don't want to know. People don't want to know.
Well,
and I try.
They're being freaking propagandized to put all their faith into a government that is corrupt like hell.
Oh, without a doubt. I point that out to people all the time. Because like I told you recently, I bounce around. I try to hit as many of the empty parties as I can. And let's take Long Island, for instance. The boys went in, they bought a church. The church was sitting empty, I think, for 6 years. Before that, it was a Baptist church. Nice people, never bothered anybody, but they never had a CO for the church. Mm-hmm. The boys come in, they buy the church, they pay their property taxes 6 months in advance. Come on, 6 months in advance. Who pays the taxes 6 months in advance? Good things for the neighborhood.
I actually got into an argument with a follower over on Facebook and stuff like that, where they said they need to leave now, blah, blah, blah. I guess it's a residential neighborhood. And I'm sitting here thinking, you idiots are going to have the most safest neighborhood there is, because it's a fact when a club puts a clubhouse in any neighborhood that, the surrounding blocks are the safest there ever is. And to go and say, they shouldn't put it there because it's residential, hey, that was a zoning issue, man, and it passed. That's, it is what it is. But, this came from, like you said, a hog member.
Hollywood, I guarantee that somebody that doesn't even live on the block. I've been to that church. I've been to their open house. Okay? And I'm a big supporter. When I went to the open house, not only was it their first party, it was a toy race. It was a fundraiser, Toys for Tots for Christmas. So everybody bought in all these toys, and at the end, they gave them to the local charities. But what I'm leading up to is not one neighbor while I was there complained. Mm-hmm. Not one. People, the doors were open, full band, everybody. No, not one cop was called. No disturbance in the neighborhood. If you look at the history, like you said, it doesn't matter what MC it is. It doesn't matter. Pick one. When you look at that neighborhood where that MC is, the neighborhood's definitely a safer and quieter neighborhood.
Right. Exactly.
There's no two ways for dollars because that MC controls that area.
I've seen that firsthand, trust me.
Of course, you're from Chicago. If anybody knows it, you know. Well, you know what I'm saying?
Anywhere, man. You're talking 26 Rockwell, any of that, man. Some pretty tough freaking neighborhoods, and within the clubhouse, perimeters, man, it's just like those neighbors love that shit because, they know they can't depend on the damn cops.
Exactly. It's the old saying. The MC could do a good 1,000 times. And all it takes is one person to get busted with a joint, and that's all you hear for the next 20 years.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or if you watch Discovery Channel, they're showing stuff on the Discovery Channel that happened in the 1970s, trying to play it like it happened yesterday.
Yeah, the same. And because bikers are not stupid, for one. They understand that technology has freaking changed the whole freaking game, man. So, you got a freaking couple yahoos that go out there and do dumb shit. But like you said, most of these guys own freaking businesses and they work their jobs. They actually, they're welders, truck drivers, mechanics, blue-collar guys that work in factories and stuff like that. And like I said, when I was around the club scene, most of us had a hard time freaking paying our damn dues. So if they're such gays...
Thank you. That's my point. Thank you. It's the same thing with the rhyme. That's why I can't do both. You can't afford to do both.
Right.
It's expensive. Expensive ain't the word. October came around. I tried to hit as many events as I could. You go broke. In some weekends, you got 3 events.
Oh.
You go broke. you know how that goes.
Oh, man. It was pinching pennies, man.
Yeah. But back to it, people forget about all the business the MC does, though. I'm not talking about just charity. I'm talking about just keeping the neighborhoods in line. Right. Protocol is important. Mm. And like I listened to one of your callers a couple of days ago. Apparently he did a little bit of time. And he was right. He said that there was more protocol in the joint than there was pretty much on the street. And when I did my federal time, that's how I found it to be. Uh-huh. We did protocol pretty much in there, which is, to me, I liked it. I enjoyed it.
It's a different way of life in the joint.
Yeah, it's totally different, but that's another whole subculture. Usually I'm out there, the hard chapters are calling me drug dealers, and the people that don't know from the MCs are calling me a cop. So I get it from both ends. You know what I'm saying? I literally get it from both ends on it. But like I said, it's just a matter of educating the public. Right. Is really what it is.
Now, you mentioned educating the public. What would be something that you see that we creators need to educate the public on?
First of all, what the MC is actually about the bringing it back to the brotherhood, explaining. Like, I had a friend of mine, and she was involved in 95% of clubs for quite a while, and she came to an MC party. And she was amazed that everybody that walked in the door shook everybody's hand, and if they didn't know the person, they shook their hand and they introduced themselves. When in the rest of the world, it's usually little cliques, 3 or 4 people over here, talking about these 5 or 6 people, these 5 or 6 people talking about these, that type of shit.
Right.
Like, stuff like that needs to be pointed out, because that's all a tradition. That's important. Mm-hmm. And in this country, we're getting away from a lot of our tradition. And unfortunately, it's not hurting us older guys as much. It's really hurting the younger generation.
Right.
And they don't really understand it because they don't know the tradition.
Exactly.
I get asked it a lot of times. That's why I prefer people all the time, the Black Dragon, to like the Prospects Bible. People say, well, I want to support a club, but I'm afraid to go over and ask somebody. Mm-hmm. Well, what are you afraid of? Go over, knock on the door, tell them, man, you want to buy a ticket. If you want to have to sell you a ticket, because they got to pay their property taxes. Exactly. You know what I mean?
Well, you know what? Most people have to understand where they get their money from. Mostly is damn T-shirts, support gear, and freaking clubhouse parties, man.
Of course, without doubt. You know, support gear is a big part of it.
Right.
You know?
Well,
and then not only that, the rest of it comes out too.
Another thing with the creators and stuff like that, I wish they would be for real for once. You know, there's a lot of guys out there that are fake and, like I said, pushing the fake BS and stuff like that. Like me, I always come on and say, hey, man, this is a radio show. This is for entertainment. You know, yeah, I know some stuff. I've been around the streets and shit like that. But, hey, that's just my opinion. What happens here or what I went through ain't the same that goes on everywhere else. This is an entertainment program. You know what I mean? So don't take it
exactly. Yeah, no. People don't understand that. They really they don't get it.
Right.
You know, and like I said, the new age of bikers, and they're not even rubs. I call them bike owners. You know, they think, you know, nothing. I have to put this patch on over here. And I'm like, no, it doesn't really work that way. You might get away with it for a while, but sooner or later somebody's going to come down and question you on it, you know, and you're going to be pissed off. And that's where the patch police come in. They don't believe that really exists.
Right. Now, you know, one out there says in the chat room, all bikers, they just want to control everything. Our culture is created on freedom. What kind of, you know, what would you say to that?
No, it's not true at all. You know, the bike culture is based on freedom, at least for me it is.
Right.
You know, I get out there on my bike, and to me it's about the riding. All my troubles go away.
I think what they're talking about is the protocol and stuff like that. And
no, I know that. I get that. But
what I found with people who go around saying that kind of stuff is, one, they never been around an MC, or two, they were in an MC, were thrown out bad, or three, they couldn't make it through the process.
Exactly, you're 100% right. I'm like you, and I'm an independent. My local charter will tell you, and I support. I do the parties. It's all about the respect. Is really what it is. It's just the respect, and it's fun.
Right.
You know.
Well, you know, you bring up a good point. You know, I am an independent. Yeah, I was with clubs. But I'm now independent, and one thing that everybody don't understand is, yeah, I talk to all the clubs because of the business I'm in, and not once have they tried to control anything I've done.
No, I've never had that. Never had that happen to me, not once. When I'm around the MCs, it's always about the respect. That's why the military is hanging out with the MCs so much, because they do get the respect there.
Right.
You know, I did, I'm going to go off track a little bit. I did a bike event in Las Vegas in 2014. And it was sponsored by some pretty big people. And they did a poker run. As a matter of fact, it was sponsored by the porn star people.
Right.
So we went, we did a ride. It was $50. And at the end, you came down with the hogs and heifers. And guess what? After that, if you were wearing a patch, any type of patch, you weren't allowed in the place. And I stood there and I was amazed. I'm like, how could you stand there and not allow the Leatherneck to come into a bar?
Yeah, you know,
and
with their
the people there they didn't even know who the Leathernecks were. That was what I was amazed about. You know, not only did they not have respect, they didn't know who they were.
Right. Now, you know what? Another thing that I find funny is, you know, it's mostly independents that are out there, you know, that say, hey, you know, this ain't right, that ain't right with the MC protocol.
Well, they know nothing about it. that's the whole big problem with it. And that's why I keep referring people, go read one of Black Dragon's books and come back and talk to me. And I've heard you say it 100 times, if you need to go on the internet to find out about an MC or a protocol, you don't belong around it.
Yeah, you don't belong.
You know,
that's why I tell everybody, be an independent, because you don't know anything about the MC. Your opinion ain't going to change 70 years of tradition, so don't go out there on the internet thinking you're going to change anything with your damn opinions.
Exactly. You see, when people ask me, people come to me, first thing I tell people, listen, I'm a supporter, I'm a friend, okay, and I'm not in club business. That's the beautiful part about it.
Right.
I come and I go, I do the parties, I enjoy everybody's company, everybody enjoys me, You know what I mean? That's the whole beautiful part about it. It's the neighborhood.
Right.
You know?
Exactly.
That's what they don't get. And the protocol is very, very, very important.
And they got to understand, Dominic, that the protocol is for clubbers, not independents. That's where I think they get all thrown off.
Exactly. But like I keep trying to tell people, in the motorcycle world, in your neighborhood, wherever you live, regardless of who the dominant club is, go to them. Introduce yourself. Okay? They know you, you now know them. Okay? Then you learn. Okay, if you got a question, go up to a club member, ask a club member. Don't go on YouTube because some dickhead who's never been a club member or out bad saying this. You know, that guy might be from Arizona or something, and you're sitting all the way up here in Massachusetts or Connecticut.
Yeah,
you know, things are different.
You're right. Everything is different over the country. What happens in the Midwest does not happen on the West Coast.
Right, exactly. It's like Indians. I keep trying to tell people that. You know, but
and that's one of the biggest themes of 2019 that I'll be expressing with all these other, because I'm going to start calling these other people out. It's like, hey man, we're here for entertainment. You know, we're here to try to educate the best we can, but it is just entertainment. And on the streets, it can get pretty freaking hefty out there, and it can get dangerous, and the shit you're telling people can get people hurt.
Exactly.
You know, telling people to go out there, and you know, there's one freaking idiot that's out there. I want to see patches on everybody. You're gonna get somebody killed, you fucking idiot. You know,
that's who he's talking about. Yeah, that guy's an idiot.
You're hiding out in a desert hole, and you already backed down once already. So, you know, what is it?
Here's the thing, too. If you're an independent, or like these idiots that put the patches on their back saying they're lone wolves, and there's 4 or 5 of them in the group, that's bullshit.
I never, you know what?
That's fucking bullshit. All they're trying to do is skate under the radar. But here's the thing, though. If you're truly independent, you don't need any color. I wear no colors. I wear a straight out black cut. Okay? That's all I wear. If you're truly independent, that's how you'll dress.
I won't even wear a damn vest. You know, I'm just like, whatever, man. But, you know, but yeah, like you said, an independent's an independent.
Exactly. No, I need a vest. I gotta have a place to put my weed in my pipe, you know.
Oh.
But
you know, it's just like you know what? Now this is something that I'm going to put it right to everybody that they can understand. So you're an 81 supporter, where I'm a black and white supporter. And you know what? Here we are talking, having a conversation and stuff like that. And if it was under, you know, if you were, a support club member for them, or, you know, a patch member and I was a patch, we couldn't talk. But we're independents and we support different groups, so we can talk.
Exactly.
You know,
that's a good thing.
So people, you know, they don't understand the protocol out there, what it applies to, who it applies to, and all that noise.
Oh, without a doubt. That's the sad part. That's why I said it's very important. I was out in South Dakota in 2015, and I had led a bunch of bikes, 3 states, 150 bikes, like 500 miles. And then when I was done, somebody came up to me and told me that killer banditos were coming in, and I had to leave because I was a red and white supporter. And really, I packed up my bike, I rode right into Surges, pulled right up to the main store, walked in. Matter of fact, Denver was actually a big help, and he says, no, that's whoever's telling you that. That's a cop or some idiot messing around. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, that's all I need to know, and I went about my way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's all it takes.
You know, Mike Hemme, and this is a really good freaking question for us, just put up, Hollywood, do you think the Mongols case, if the government wins, will come after nonprofit motorcycle organizations? And what I have to say to that is just the same as what I said before. Once, you know, precedent is established, the government can take that a mile. And now, say somebody's in a nonprofit. Say it's the damn freaking, the Masons. And you know how the Masons have had it over the last century and stuff like that, with all the conspiracy theories and all that kind of stuff. So, say 2 Masons get taken down. Now, the government has, now I'm not saying it can happen, I'm saying they have a tool at their disposal because of that president.
Oh, without a doubt. That's what I've been saying all along.
So,
it's a tool. They don't realize it's another tool.
Right. And, now even with the hog chapters, this could happen. Say
without doubt.
You got, a hog chapter, you usually got 100 whatever people in there. 5 guys decide to do some shit on the side. Next thing you know, they're wearing hog patches. You don't think the government's going to hit them?
Oh, without a doubt. See, when I try to explain it to people, one of your listeners, I think it was one of your listeners, and he was right. Let's say you belong to a gym membership. The guy was 100% right on this. You belong to a gym membership in New York. That membership has clubs all over the country. You got some guy in the state of Washington that goes postal. You're a member of the gym membership in New York. You've never met the guy. You've never been to that gym. It just has the same name. How is it that you're liable for what that idiot did?
Exactly. And, I think I'm one of the only stations, and boy, did I take some heat on this one, the Pennsylvania civil law case that was against the Iron Order. Now, no love for them. But the point was that the plaintiffs, specifically in the complaint, put that the Iron Order Motorcycle Association was responsible for the action of its members. Now, if that went through, there would be precedent where, somebody, say 81 or 80 AOA, somebody on the West Coast, does some stupid shit, shoots somebody, and you got guys on the East Coast calling the shots. Next thing you know, they're the ones on the East Coast are responsible for them as an entire organization.
It's true. It's true.
That's dangerous shit right there.
It is. Like I said, people, they don't want to hear it because a lot of people today in this country, I hate to say it, they only want to know what's in front of their face, what affects them now. They're not looking down the road.
Right. They don't look long term.
Exactly. They're not looking at the long-term effect of it. And that's what I was pointing out earlier. Harley Davidson wasn't looking at the long-term effect of what they were doing either by walking away from their hardcore community.
No, during the chopper craze and all that in the early 2000s, they beefed up the prices even worse on their bikes than they did in the mid-90s. And next thing you know, they find themselves competing against their own company in the used market now.
Exactly. It's not actually a bad thing, though, because, like I said, they came out with the new models. They really need to embrace that. Mm-hmm. Because you got to figure all the old bikes, what's good about Harley Davidson is that they're so rebuildable.
Right.
They need to embrace that more. Before they came out with all the new models, you could almost go to any swap meet or any bike show and you could buy a derby cover, a timing cover. They were all interchangeable.
Right.
Now it's not. It's a way of Honda. You have to go pretty much through Harley Davidson, until all the aftermarket stuff catches back up again. I think that was a big hurting on them. Right. They weren't paying attention to that. That's what made Harley Davidson so appealable to people. No two bikes are really alike.
No, you can customize them to the way you feel and, your taste in them. And, don't get me wrong, I had dozens upon dozens of Harleys over the freaking years. And quite honestly, man, I love the sporty, man, because, around the city and shit like that, I can weave in and out of traffic real quick. But, some of these new models, us older guys ain't going to like them and stuff like that. But I think Harleys are going to have to start catering to this new generation because we're always going to be the big twins and stuff like that. We're always going to have, the soft tails and all the baggers and stuff like that in our blood, the grandpa bikes as the younger generation calls it. But Harleys, they're coming up with the different models and stuff like that, but they got to get price control under, they got to get that under control.
That's the biggest hurt is price control.
Right, exactly.
That is the biggest. There's no way a CVO should be $47,000.
Hell no, man.
There's not enough custom paint on that bike to justify any of that.
No, man, 50 G's for a bike.
And here's the thing by it too, Hollywood. You know, as a rider, just like I do, we don't want custom paint. We're out there running our machines, so the tank is going to get scratched, the fenders are going to get chipped. So why do I need a $40,000 paint job with speakers in the back?
Right.
I want the big engine, I want the torque, I want the horsepower. That's what I want. I want reliability. I don't care. I really don't care if the paint sparkles. Black is black.
Right. I'm still, you know what? I'm still in the mid '90s thinking, man, where I won't spend more than 12 G's on a bike. So, but but I'm a different generation than these newer kids, and these newer kids are probably worse than me right now. But one thing with Harleys, they got their 750 priced out at 6,800.
Not 9 and change, almost 10 grand. Depends on what dealership.
Holy shit!
Yeah, that's what's killing. Like I said, the Falcon's half the price.
Right.
I got a couple of young guys here before they even had their licenses. They just wanted to be on the bike. They were getting ready to go to school over here, get their tags. They were in their early 20s, 21 maybe. And they went around, they looked at Harley Davidson, they looked at that 750, they loved it. But they ended up going to a local dealership over here and pick up the Cowies because they were half the price.
Right.
And they actually had a better write-up. So you can't blame them.
Another problem that Harley's going to be facing, especially in the overseas market, is Royal Enfield is kicking ass now, man. And they're coming into the U.S. with, catering to the urban rider and stuff like that. So, you got to wonder if Harley was too late getting into this, the lower CC field.
That's a whole different market. I can't say too much on it because I don't run that stuff. Like, to me, all that stuff is more set up for like China and Europe, where they run those smaller bikes.
Right.
A lot of the younger guys I meet here, they're more happy with the scooters where they can, like here in Connecticut, there's no helmet law. So they're happy running around in the scooters. Like they tell me, they don't need all the padding, the jackets. That's the way I see a lot of it today. It's the smaller scooters and stuff like that. Especially like you said, around the cities.
Yeah, on the cities, or like you're on some kind of college campus or something.
Yeah. I mean, that's the way I see it. And don't kid yourself. Some of these scooter riders, man, they're pretty hardcore. We had downpours here yesterday. I had a guy come down the road on a scooter, both headlights on. He was doing all maybe 10 miles an hour, wasted out his face. But man, it was downpouring. He was just no helmet, no nothing down the street. God bless him.
Right. Well, Dominic, man, you know what? It's been a hell of a thing, man. You need to come on the show more often, man. It's cool shit right now. But I'm about 7 minutes over a lot of time period for the show. It's been that cool.
I'm sorry about that. Hey, I had to have it gathered. But listen, thank you for having me on.
Awesome, man. I loved it.
And listen, everybody, Happy New Year once again. I really appreciate it. And listen, take some advice. Go to an MC party. You'll have a kick-ass time. And you'll meet some awesome people, man.
If they do, Dominic, I think they would meet some cool people, and I think they changed their minds for all the doubters.
Without a doubt. People forget about the brotherhood. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's mostly what it's about. At least it used to be. I'm hoping it still is. It's about the brotherhood, the getting out there riding, something of interest. To me, there's nothing better than sitting back and having a beer or smoking a joint and bullshit with one of my brothers or one of my friends about a ride I just took, like today, I mean, 55 degrees out, New Year's Day, how often are you going to get that? You know what I mean?
Exactly. Well, I tell you what, man, you out in the Midwest, man, you got a place to stay. We'll go puff it up and go ride, man.
Hey, once again, thank you very much.
Rock
Be safe.
and roll, man. Talk to you later, Dominic.
Okay, have a good night, everybody. Bye-bye.
Yeah, I know, guys. I was talking about everything under the sun. Dominic's a hell of a freaking guest. And what a conversation. We went from, the Harley problem, some club stuff back to the Harley deal. Talked about Indian a lot. And, that's the kind of show I like having. But, Harley, it's got to work on its business plan, if you ask me. The business plan right now that they have, they're going into, the new models and stuff like that, like Dominic says. So hopefully that's going to bring up their numbers a little bit because, when I looked at their 2018 numbers, it was terrible. Let me tell you, those numbers sucked. But, I hope everybody is having a great start to the new year. Hopefully everything you guys wanted is coming true. And, I want to thank everyone for the super chats. All that money with the super chats that are donated goes to a fund where we actually reinvest it into all the equipment and stuff. Helps us enable going to all the different events that we're going to go to. And let me go through those events again, because I don't think you got to hear where I was actually going because the mic was off. So let's go there real quick. Okay, so the Motorcycle Madhouse coverage, I'm going to be at February 2nd at the 35th Annual Motorcycle Show and Swap Meet. Then I'm going to be at the Donald's East Convention Center over at the Chicago Motorcycle Show. That's by Progressive, Hog Rock bike, and of course Sturgis, the little one over in Kentucky, the real one that because I'll never be able to go to the real Sturgis, man, because it's too commercialized for me. So those are the ones I'm going to be at. And we got a special announcement. We left it to the end. There will be a documentary coming out in November that we are working on over at Insane Throttle and Motorcycle Madhouse. You're going to see bikers from all over the country in this. So if you want to be in this documentary, if I'm in your area when we're shooting it, I'll let you guys know. But there'll be a ton more information coming out on that. Ironhead, Hollywood, and everyone else, good night. See you later, guys. Thanks, George, Street, Rossi, and all the others. John, oh, my girl is in the house. How you doing, honey? She knows who she is. But Lori, that's her name, so you guys don't think I'm hitting on some dude or some shit. But I'll talk to you guys later, and look forward to the new year and all that good jive. Hope you enjoyed the show, the topics, and we're going to be talking and a lot more with a lot of more independence and stuff like that, getting your opinions on stuff. So give us email and stuff if you want to be on the show. I'll talk to you later.